Six, welcome back to the second part of lesson number 2. We got introduced to biomes yesterday. The major areas that make up this world, they divided into 6 biomes. We'll talk mainly as we get to the end of those things, guys, as some scientists don't agree with the 6 biomes. It's up for debate. Obviously, there wasn't one that named the ocean, and yet 2/3 of the world is covered with water. So a lot of scientists think we should name an ocean with there. Things to think about. Today we're going to move on and we're going to talk about other characteristics, and then we're going to start going through the 6 biomes, and they're going to give you things that live there. Okay, yesterday we spent most of our time talking about climate as one of the major factors. How cold and how much precipitation does it get? So climate is an important factor to determine the organisms that can live in an area. That's number 1. Another important factor that influences a biome is the soil. So number 2, a second factor is soil. It determines which type of plants plays an important role in what kind of plants can survive in an ecosystem. Okay, so obviously I forgot the N on can here. Okay, so what type of plants can survive in an ecosystem? You probably want to circle that misspelling so that you say, Mr. Bauer, I noticed that you can't spell. A plant with roots that are adapted for absorbing water near the soil surface would not survive in areas where the only water is deep down in the ground. As you read about the different biomes on the next 3 pages, or as you read about the different biomes on the next 3 pages, think about what you learn about each biome's soil. Then try to figure out how the organisms living in each biome are adapted to the conditions there. Each biome is not a particular place, but it is different areas of the world that share similar characteristics. Number 3 in your notes. For example, the Mojave Desert of the southern United States has many characteristics similar to that of the Namib Desert in Africa. Keep in mind that although similar biomes in different parts of the earth will share similar climate and organisms, there are differences. So that's my next thing here, guys. So they're stressing that to you. We stressed it yesterday, we're getting it again today. We have similarities, and yet there are still always going to be differences within them. There are going to be different plants, different animals, maybe different amount of rain in general. They're similar, but there is obviously your exceptions to those things. All right, let's talk about each one. We've already been introduced to these yesterday. We'll get more details. The tropical rainforest contains more species than any other biome. So number 4, you got the 2 blanks there. These once covered 14% of the Earth's surface. Number 5 in your notes. More than half of those rainforests have been destroyed. So you got to cut that in half, guys. 14 divided by 2 is 7%. So we're losing our rainforest. It's obviously one of the big debates in the world today of should we cut down the rainforest and how those things work. Dead organisms decay quickly in the hot, moist rainforest environment. Nutrients from the decaying plants are recycled quickly. Most of the nutrients are contained in the biome's plants, not in its soil. In fact, the soil is nutrient poor. So guys, remember, what the factor we're talking about today is soil. They're going to talk about it. So soil is nutrient poor. Why? Well, you would think it would be good because you have all these leaves, but guys, they instantly, I shouldn't use the word instantly, they quickly decay and then get absorbed right back by plants because it's so hot and it's so humid that the soil itself isn't very good. And sometimes a lot of that rain will wash those nutrients deeper into the soil as well. Okay, so you got to know the soil is not good in a tropical rainforest. Rainforest trees can grow 75 meters tall. Remember, take that times 3 for feet, so 225 feet tall. So as tall as a 20-story skyscraper, guys. Huge trees in the tropical rainforest. Their leafy tops form a dense covering called a canopy. So I wrote that sentence backwards, a canopy of the leafy top of trees that form a dense covering. Below are smaller trees, ferns, and vines. Few plants grow on the forest floor where little sunlight reaches. Wrote that one backwards too. Because not much sunlight reaches the ground, few plants grow on the forest floor. Many animals live in the canopy where they eat the fruits and the insects, number 9. And number 10, when you think of the animals, bright colors, bold patterns, and loud sounds are the common features of your rainforest animals. And so they gave you examples of your tree frogs on the bright colors here, guys. Okay, so you knocked out all the way through 10. deciduous forest. The most common plant of the deciduous forest are obviously deciduous trees. What are deciduous trees? Those are trees that lose their leaves, number 11, each year and then grow them new. These are what you're probably used to here in Wisconsin. Oak, maple, beech, hickory drop their leaves, grow new ones. Gymnosperms also grow here, guys. Those are your evergreens, your conifers, trees with cones. Shrubs and small plants grow on the forest floor. Songbirds, deer, bears, raccoons, and are some of the common forest animals. So I just wrote down there's a variety. Make sure you know some of them. So they give you a huge list of trees, guys. They give you a huge list of animals. Wisconsin is one of those, so think of trees in Wisconsin and you'd be good. The winters in the deciduous forest are cold, so some animals species hibernate. During the winter months, many bird species migrate to warmer climates for the winter. So you have some animals hibernate, others migrate. Circle other, another misspelling. It should be the word others, right? So hibernate and migrate. As the forest trees lose their leaves each year, they fall to the ground and decay. As a result, the soil of the deciduous forest is nutrient rich. The rich soil enables many species to live there. The trees themselves provide habitats for climbing plants, mosses, lichens, fungi, and algae. So soil's nutrient rich, guys. Why decaying leaves? I believe that's a question on your test, so I tried to give you that helpful hint. Okay, extra credit today would be write down a tally mark of how many mistakes. You write down mistakes Bauer made equals, I don't know, there was too many of them. 1, 2, I forget what I told you, but not good and not good somewhere else. So you could write on there the number of mistakes I made in my spelling on this worksheet. Awesome, we're going to stop there today. We'll take on the last 4 biomes on Monday. Have a great day. I lied. On Tuesday, there's no school on Monday. Still have a great day.